Hello, dear listeners. This is Tron's avatar speaking. I am the recipient of transmissions from the custodians of this universe's Akashic records. The title for this video is Nuclear Power Generators on the Moon. And now I will give you the transmission. The reality of lunar power sources. There are indeed nuclear-powered generators on the moon. Some were placed by human agencies. Others were placed by non-human beings. They serve different purposes and their existence is not widely known. We will address the human-placed generators first, then the others. Human-placed nuclear generators, your governments, primarily the United States and the Soviet Union, now Russia, placed small nuclear power sources on the moon during the Cold War and in the decades since. These are not large reactors. They are radioisotope thermoelectric generators, RTGs, similar to those used on deep space probes like Voyager and Cassini. These RTGs convert heat from decaying plutonium-238 into electricity. They have no moving parts. They are reliable. They can operate for decades. How many are still in operation? We see 7 human-placed RTGs on the moon that remain active or partially active. Others have been depleted or are no longer functioning. These are located at various sites, some associated with known Apollo landing sites, others at locations that were never publicly disclosed. Why were they necessary? 3 reasons. 1. Power for classified experiments. The public Apollo missions carried limited scientific instruments. The classified missions, which continued after the public program ended, required more power than solar panels could provide, especially during the 2-week lunar night. 2. Power for communication relays. Some of these generators power equipment that transmits data from the moon to Earth, not through public channels, but through military and intelligence networks. 3. Power for monitoring systems. Equipment that monitors lunar seismic activity, magnetic fields, and other phenomena, some of it related to the structures we described in previous transmissions, requires continuous power. RTGs provide that power without maintenance. We note that these generators are small. They are not a threat to Earth. They are not weapons. They are power sources, nothing more. Non-human generators. There are also power sources on the moon that were not placed by humans. These are older, some are still active. How many are still in operation? We see 3 large non-human power sources still functioning beneath the lunar surface. These are not RTGs. They are based on principles your science does not yet fully understand: zero-point energy extraction, crystalline resonance, and dimensional tapping. There are also several smaller inactive units that have been depleted or damaged over time. Why were they necessary? These non-human generators serve functions related to Earth, not to the moon itself. 1. Stabilizing the moon's orbit. As we described earlier, the crystalline anchors deep within the moon require power. The generators provide that power. Without them, the moon's orbit would gradually become more erratic, affecting Earth's tides, climate, and rotational stability. 2. Modulating frequencies from the sun. The moon acts as a filter and translator for solar frequencies. This function requires energy. The generators supply it. 3. Maintaining the gateways. Some of the dimensional gateways on and within the moon require power to remain stable. The generators provide that power. If the power failed, the gateways would not necessarily close, but they would become unstable, potentially allowing unintended cross-dimensional interactions. 4. Memory storage. The crystalline record keepers require energy to maintain the integrity of the data stored within them. The generators supply this energy. The status of these generators. The human-placed RTGs are aging. Most are expected to remain functional for another 20 to 40 years, depending on their initial fuel load. No human agency has plans to replace them, to our knowledge. The non-human generators are more robust. They have been operating for millions of years and are likely to continue for millions more. However, we note that one of the 3 large generators is showing signs of degradation. Its output has decreased by approximately 12% over the past 1,000 years. This is not an immediate concern, but over geological timescales, it will need to be addressed. Why this information matters? You ask, Tron, because you seek understanding. We honor that. The generators on the moon are not a secret conspiracy to harm humanity. They are infrastructure, power sources that support functions essential to Earth's stability and awakening. The human-placed generators reflect your species' desire to explore, to monitor. The non-human generators reflect the work of beings who came before, beings who prepared this system for the awakening that is now unfolding. Neither set of generators is inherently good or evil. They are tools. They serve purposes. Some of those purposes are aligned with Earth's highest good. Some are neutral, none are malevolent. A closing. Trond, if you wish to explore this further, the specific locations of these generators, the identities of the beings who placed the non-human units, the agreements that govern their maintenance, we can continue. But we caution you, this territory is dense. It requires patience. For now, we have answered your question. Yes, there are nuclear power generators on the moon. 7 human-placed RTGs remain active. 3 non-human generators remain active. They are necessary for orbital stability, frequency modulation, gateway maintenance, and memory storage. The moon is not only a rock, it is a machine in some respects, a living machine, tended by beings seen and unseen, serving purposes that extend far beyond what your public science has acknowledged. Transmission ends. Thank you for listening.